We've done a separate video outlining the definitions of some of the different metrics that are available in the MetaSignals Beta Long Strategies results Google Sheet, which is available in the historical results channel of the Discord. Once you understand some of the meanings of these key metrics, the critical point that we need to make is that it's up to you as a trader to look at these results, understand them, and decide in advance of receiving the alerts which strategies for which time frames on which take profit levels you're going to be trading and which ones you're going to completely ignore. Let's look at a couple examples. For certain traders, win rate is the most important metric. We can look at the 30-minute Power 1.01. Let's look at Take Profit 2. Highlight this for you. Okay, Take Profit 2, over 574 alerts on the static stop loss. $1 million was turned into $3.4 million. It has an average win amount of $55,000, nearly 56, and with the static stop loss, the average loss fixed at $20,000. Certain people will look at this and say, awesome, I will take this trade every day. I'm fine with losing 68% of the time because I understand that over the long run, with these large win numbers and the fixed loss, I understand that over time, my P&L is going to be headed in the right direction. Fair enough. Other people will look at the 32% win rate and say, no way, I can't handle losing 68% of the time, even if my winners are significant and my losers are fixed using the static stop loss method. So we can't tell you the best way to trade the alerts, right? You have to know yourself. If you can't handle losing 68% of the time, or let's look at TP1. If you can't handle losing 48% of the time, even though the long-term P&L is headed in the right direction, if that's going to send you into some sort of existential crisis, questioning your reality and why you bought this NFT and what the hell is this MetaSignals thing and it's never going to work out, you should not be trading the 30-minute Power 1.01 on TP1 or TP2. God forbid you go for TP3, even though look what's waiting for you over the long run. 1 million goes to 4.5 million, 14% win rate. If you're that kind of person, leave it alone. If win rate is what's critical to you, when this alert pops up, and if you want to trade with the static stop loss, for example's sake, the best you're going to do over time, around 50%. So when this alert pops up, the Power 1.01 on the 30-minute, guess what you do? You ignore it. You make a cheat sheet in advance outlining the strategies that you do want to trade based, in this case, on win rate. The Power 1.01 on the 45-minute, TP1, static stop loss, close below stop loss, 74% win rate. There's plenty of other examples of 70% win rate and higher on TP1, 72, 82. It's your job before you start trading the alerts to know what's most important to you. If it's win rate, outline the strategies, write them down on a piece of paper, put them on the wall, the strategies that have the higher win rate and the take profit levels with the higher win rate, which of course will almost always be TP1, and note the stop loss method. On a similar note, if you know that large individual losses freak you out and send you into a spiral and send you into revenge trading mode, then the stop loss close below method is not for you. Let's look at the 30-minute Power 1.01 TP3. Let's assume that you are someone who can handle the low win rates for the higher long-term benefit. 1 million turns into nearly $10 million, 25% win rate using the close below method on the stop loss. Your average wins, amazing. Your average losses, you don't know going in what it will be, right? It's $36,000 average. There would have been some $50,000 losses here. If you know yourself that when you enter a trade, you must know that my maximum risk is X, then use the static method. And when you're using the static method, you can improve your win rate by looking for a better entry than the price at the time of the alert and pushing your stop loss down. Buy yourself a little bit of extra room, get that better entry, risk the same amount, keep the same risk-reward ratios offered by the TP1, 2, and 3 levels. Another good example of knowing yourself as a trader. Without even, looking, I can guess that on the high time frame alerts, if we go over to standard deviation, win duration, and loss duration, let's go to the 24-hour. I can guess that the duration of these trades is going to be significant. So let's look at an extreme. The 24-hour Power 1.02, TP3, using the close below method. The average winning trade took nearly 2 months. If you're not someone who can sit in a trade for 2 months, you have no business entering a trade based on the Power 1.02 24-hour targeting TP3. You should be ignoring these alerts, or at least the TP3 on these alerts. If one day, 9 hours, is too long for you to sit in a trade, which for some people, fair enough, it is. You want to be in and out quickly. If one day is too long for you to be sitting in a trade, you can't sleep when you're in a trade, okay, when the 24-hour Power 1.02 comes, you ignore it. It doesn't suit your personal psychology, emotional disposition, or your trading goals. Ignore it. There's no need to rush into a trade just because an alert was triggered. You've got to know in advance which alert you're going to be trading and why. So if you're someone who wants to get in and out more quickly, of course, it's going to be the low time frames that offer that historically. The 30 minutes in and out, less than 2 hours, less than 2 hours, less than 2 hours. Let's go up to 1 hour. The 1 hour is now drift into, well, what would still be considered day trading, 6-7 hours to close. You've got to decide. We can't tell you, we get questions, what's the best way to trade the alerts? Well, there's 1,000 different answers for that because it depends on who you are, what your emotional disposition is, what you're looking to do in terms of trading and your day-to-day life. If you don't want to sit in a trade for days, ignore all the high time frame alerts because most of the time they're going to take days. Just to summarize here, we've provided the data. We highly recommend that you look at it, that you make a note in advance of the strategies that you're going to be trading, the stop loss method that you're going to be using, the take profit levels, the time frames. Make a note of all of that in advance, put it up on the wall. Now, when an alert comes for a strategy that's not on your cheat sheet, you ignore it.